Evans fakes the three, takes the two, and knocks it down. A lot of contact from Reese on Clark underneath, no whistle. Well, not a flagrant foul, penalty one, which it probably should have been upon review, at least by our account. This Mabry doubled off to Carter. Her jumper is good. Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench. And then the lay from Boston as the officials are going to take a look at what just transpired between Carter and Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul.
One thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it f***ed up. Caitlyn Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
The reason. And that specific phrasing is going to be criticized by a lot of women in the WNBA and other female analysts because she has been criticized in the past, especially with her NCAA record. They say she is accomplishing greatness by standing on the shoulders of giants. A lot of people have already talked about Caitlyn Clark and her accomplishments is at the expense of the erasure of Black women. It's really interesting that he said she's going to be the reason, but I completely agree. I know that when he says she is the reason, he is talking about the fact that she is the catalyst. She is the reason that a lot of people are watching, are tuning in. They want to see her perform. They want to see her skill sets. They want to see 3-point shots. They want to see the beef. And quite frankly, it's more entertaining when Caitlyn is playing.
But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy, but I'm rooting for Caitlyn because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlyn Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you are 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlyn Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
Honestly, I've never talked to LeBron directly, but obviously I've seen he's commented about myself, and I just saw this morning he talked about women's basketball in general and how good the game is and the stars in our game, and he knows what he's talking about. He pays attention. He supports the game. He doesn't just talk about it. He really shows up and supports, and I think that's the coolest thing. One of the greatest players of all time, really helping support and grow women's basketball. That's exactly what we need. So he's somebody I've always idolized. So it's cool to be in Cleveland and play here, a place where his career started, and he was able to do so many amazing things.
I want to go back to what Charles Barkley said, and I completely agree with him and LeBron. Women, and women specifically in the NBA, other athletes, should really show more appreciation towards Caitlyn Clark. She is a big part of why there are more people tuning in, the reasons why they're getting the chartered flights, the reason why they're getting paid more, quite frankly, why they're going to get more brand sponsorship. She's opening up a lot of doors for these women that have been fighting so hard to make WNBA a household staple. Fortunately, they're just not going to be able to get past that internal competition that we have, and that actually gets me to the second point that Charles Barkley made, and that, or maybe it wasn't a point, but the second thing that he mentioned, and that this pettiness, this competitiveness, it's just something that he sees within boys and men, and that these girls aren't acting like women when they are exuding this type of competition, and I think that's completely wrong. I think, and I absolutely know for a fact, that women are in competition with each other, whether we like to acknowledge it or whether we're aware of it or not. When you dress up, when you put on makeup and put on your cute outfit for Girls Night Out, you are actively competing against not just girls in your group, but also girls around you, because you guys are trying to get the attention of certain men. So you are in competition, again, whether you like it or not, and whether you are aware of it or not. We're wired that way. Men and women compete for different reasons. We have different motivations for why we compete, and the way we express this competition is different. For a lot of women, it's going to be either through disparaging other women, talking behind their back, starting rumors, making up lies, being mean to the girl, excluding the girl, or it's going to be self-promotion. Whenever we're posting pictures on Instagram and we're saying, oh, we're just doing it for ourselves, or I was just feeling good. Well, you can feel good without getting that external validation, especially from men. And so to me, that is a way that we compete. Again, whether we like to acknowledge the fact that that is a form of expression of competition. So anywho, getting back into it, I wanted to share that. And also I want to say that competition is not bad. Competition is absolutely not bad and is absolutely necessary to push each other and push the community to improve, to be better, right? It's just how you express that competition. Anyways, I'm going to get back to what Caitlyn Clark said about LeBron later on, but I want to share it right now for context.
On the play before bumping in with Caitlyn, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the fever
I
score.
didn't answer no Caitlyn Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough.
Carter and Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul.
Quarter where Carter kind of decked you. How do you respond to that and stay within yourself?
I feel like I'm just at the point where you accept it and don't retaliate. Like, just let them hit you, be what it is. Don't let it get inside your head and know it's coming. I think at this point, I know I'm going to take a couple hard shots a game. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Keeping it short and sweet, Kennedy Carter had absolutely nothing to say about it. She did not want to address the shove, the push, the foul with Caitlyn Clark. And Caitlyn Clark is fully aware that she has a target on her back. She understands that she is that girl. She is competition, and that she is going to be getting pushed or shoved a time or two in each game. And she is fully aware of this and accepting of this. Okay. She is not going to retaliate. This is just going to be a part of her journey to success. And some of us just have to deal with that. You're going to have people that want to get in your way for whatever reason. And unfortunately for Caitlyn, it's going to be this competition and this hate and exclusion and this magnifying lens and criticism coming from other women. That's the sad part, because again, I'm cool with women sticking together and everything like that, but I'm not going to stick with you just because you're a woman, to be quite honest. But a lot of people within the WNBA, or people that support the WNBA, people that support the gender pay gap or believe that there is one, a lot of times they talk about that unity and that equality. So, right.
Honestly, I've never talked to LeBron directly, but obviously I've seen he's commented about myself, and I just saw this morning he talked about women's basketball in general and how good the game is and the stars in our game, and he knows what he's talking about. He pays attention. He supports the game. He doesn't just talk about it. He really shows up and supports, and I think that's the coolest thing. One of the greatest players of all time, really helping support and grow women's basketball. That's exactly what we need. So he's somebody I've always idolized. So it's cool to be in Cleveland and play here, a place where his career started, and he was able to do so many amazing things.
Like I said, I wanted to share this video earlier on in the video for context. However, I wanted to circle back to it because, like I said, competition is real and competition is needed. And Caitlyn Clark is a very competitive player. You see her on the court, and that's actually been a point of contention for a lot of people that were analyzing the way that Angel Reese would play and her sportsmanship compared to Caitlyn Clark, because they both did the John Cena can't see me thing, right? The competition comes because we have the comparison, and sometimes I don't think comparisons are necessary, and sometimes I think it is. In this case, I want to share the way that Caitlyn Clark is talking in one of these post-game interviews, right? Even when she is talking about LeBron and acknowledging or, talking about how cool it is that he is showing women's basketball some love, No, LeBron shows you love. I mean, yes, he's always been a supporter of the WNBA, but LeBron is a big Caitlyn Clark fan. So for her to be able to say, hey, not just about me, but he's talking about WNBA, this is great for us. When she had a picture with Travis Scott, she brought her entire team up because, once again, it's not just about Caitlyn Clark. When it's on the court, sure, I'm going to play my heart out and I'm going to, do some gestures, whatever it is. But at the same time, I think that there's a way to compete, and I'm not saying she's perfect. I haven't seen every single one of her games. I haven't seen every single one of her post-game interviews, but I do think that there are women that can compete healthily, and then there are some women that just see any form of competition at all, whether that woman, the other woman, is trying to exude it or not, as competition, and you must go down. If you don't fit into the swim lanes that we have defined, if you don't fit into a particular box or category that we are comfortable with, that we say can be a part of this womanhood, this sisterhood, then no, you are not one of us. Okay? Like, you see that with feminism all the time. It's like, oh, it's bad to be a stay-at-home mom. It's bad to be a trad wife. It's like, no, there are room for women to be bosses and lead organizations, but there are also room for women to fulfill their vocation. And that's just it. And for some reason, we all just can't live and let live. But anyways, I've enjoyed this conversation. I hope you did too. And I look forward to speaking again with you guys next time. Bye.